This video is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. But even long before this channel was sponsored by Ultimate Guard, they were always my #1 choice when it comes to sleeves or deck boxes. Pick up Ultimate Guard products at your local game store or order them on Amazon. Link down below. Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. For a long time now, I've wanted to build a deck around Guttersnipe. I hardly ever have room for him in most of my Spellslinger decks. We've only got 100 cards to work with after all. So today, I decided to build a deck based entirely around winning with Guttersnipe and the various other cards with similar effects. And I decided to have one of my favorite commanders lead the deck, which should enable us to close out games that much quicker. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Veyran, Voice of Duality is a 3-mana 2/2 legendary Ifrit wizard with Magecraft. Magecraft is a keyword that triggers whenever we cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell. In Veyran's case, she gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Additionally, if casting or copying an instant or sorcery spell causes a permanent we control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. To break that down, Veyran affects herself. So when we cast or copy an instant or sorcery, she functionally gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. It also means Guttersnipe triggers twice, dealing 4 damage to each opponent every time we cast an instant or sorcery. So what spells are we wanting in this deck? This is a new concept, so let's try to keep it budget. $100 seems fair. Well, in order to build a functional commander deck, you do need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. One more quick note before we get started. If you're looking for a unique gift for that special someone this holiday season, you should check out these lovely 3D printed deck boxes over on Etsy. The creator is wonderful to work with and ships the boxes quickly, so please go check him out. After the video, of course. For lands, we're running Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Sulphur Falls, Thundering Falls, Volatile Fjord, Molten Tributary, Ferris Lake, Cascade Bluffs, Shivan Reef, Frostboil Snarl, Is It Boilerworks, Scavenger Grounds, Myriad Landscape, 9 Islands, and 9 Mountains. Pretty good for a budget list. For mana ramp, we've got Sorcerer class, Chandra Hope's Beacon, Stormkiln Artist, Runaway Steamkin, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Creativity, Izzet Signet, Sky Diamond, Fire Diamond, Felwar Stone, Mind Stone, Decanter of Endless Water, and Chromatic Lantern. Some staples as well as some on-theme ramp. Our card advantage package consists of Windfall, Archmage Emeritus, Mind's Aglow, Teferi's Ageless Insight, and Wavebreak Hippocamp. Don't worry, we've also got a large cantrip package in Brainstorm, Careful Study, Consider, Crash Through, Enter the Enigma, Everdream, Faithless Looting, Fists of Flame, Leap, Obsessive Search, Opt, Ponder, Portent, Preordain, Serum Visions, Shadow Rift, Slip Through Space, Thought Scour, and Warlord's Fury. Lots of ways to churn through our deck. For interaction and spot removal, we're running Shock, Lightning Bolt, Abrade, Vandal Blast, Negate, Counterspell, Arcane Denial, Cleansing Wildfire, Insult Injury, Commit Memory, Rapid Hybridization, Pongify, and Chaos Warp. Gotta keep our opponents in line somehow. Our board wipes consist of Blasphemous Act and Chandra's Ignition. Nice and simple. The core of our deck consists of Guttersnipe, Niv-Mizzet Parun, Thermo Alchemist, Electrostatic Field, Fiery Inscription, Ral Storm Conduit, Erebor Flamesmith, Unruly Catapult, Aria of Flame, Ashling Flame Dancer, Gilectrode, Coruscation Mage, Kessig Flame Breather, Harmonic Prodigy, and Arcane Bombardment. Gotta love recasting all of our spells a bunch of times. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 45 mana sources split between 31 lands and 14 pieces of ramp. Light, I know, but it's fine because we're also running 25 pieces of card advantage, split between 19 cantrips, 5 traditional pieces of card advantage, and Niv-Mizzet Parun. 13 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds and Commit Memory, 1 sudden I win card in Chandra's Ignition. Ideally, we want to cast Chandra's Ignition targeting Veyron after we've grown her a bit. We've worn our opponents down with all of our Guttersnipe triggers, and then boom, out of nowhere, they suddenly get hit by an enormous Chandra's Ignition. Game over, man. Game over. Now, a quick note on cantrips in Commander. I've mentioned this before, so if you've heard my explanation, I'm sorry, you're going to hear it again. Cantrips are not cards you want to run in just any Commander deck. All they do is replace themselves. If you like the effect they have, like Crash Through giving all of our creatures trample, then run them. They're perfect for that. But just filling your deck with cantrips is not a replacement for traditional card advantage. You need to not only replace the cards you're casting, but to dig through your deck to find answers and win conditions. All decks want to do this. All cantrips do is replace themselves. At best, they're card filtering. At worst, they're a waste of space in your 99. But Commander's about synergy. If you have a deck that wants you to cast a ton of cheap instants and sorceries, cantrips are amazing. Every cantrip we cast can potentially deal a ton of damage. With Guttersnipe and Veyron on board, Brainstorm deals a total of 12 damage on top of drawing us 3 cards. What I'm trying to say is that you want your cantrips to do more than just replace themselves. You want them to trigger other abilities. Now, since we have a ton of cantrips in the deck, we should discuss their relationship to lands. You want to play a land every turn. We're not in green, there's only a few options to play extra lands each turn. So you don't want to draw 4 lands in a row. In order to prevent that, we want to run fewer lands. A good estimate is 1 land can be cut for every 2 cantrips. That being said, I don't feel comfortable running fewer than 30 or so lands in most decks. So I left us with 31 lands here. The best part about this deck is how simple it is. Cast spells, draw cards, ping opponents, counter spells to protect our board or stop our opponents from comboing off, some spot removal to get rid of problematic cards. Nice and easy. The only drawback to this deck is remembering all of your triggers. Cute Stuff is far better at this than I am, so once I build this in paper, she'll probably steal it. I mean, take it off my hands. What do I mean about triggers? Okay, here's your board state. Your board consists of Veyron Voice of Duality, Niv-Mizzet Parun, Archmage Emeritus, Stormkiln Artist, Electrostatic Field, Guttersnipe, and Ral Storm Conduit. You downtick Ral Storm Conduit, then cast Opt. How much damage just got dealt? How many cards did you draw? How many treasures did you create? If your brain can keep track of all that like Cute Stuff's can, then this is the deck for you. Do you have a Veyron Voice of Duality deck? What theme did you build the deck around? What decks do you run Guttersnipe in? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my daughter Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Taraya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Borgie, Nazwin, Conga, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Austin, William Pye, Kazaris, Booksu, Patrick, Travis, Naffy, Sean, and Michael. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.